and welcome to this international episode of Serial Blanca. We are locked and loaded and we are off for a 7.5, 8 hour drive. Bringing the wife with me, first time fishing, properly fishing with me, so we shall see how we get on. Let's get a show on the road. Finally into our first one, hottest part of the day. Let's get my waders on. Oh, it's a poxy catfish. Easy as that. Latest taters.
Let's get started.
Right then, welcome to what is now a very sunny and warm France. Last night we spent a long time procrastinating about putting the rods out in between all the rain. God, the rain, my God, the rain. And it was literally one after the other, and then it would go blue sky, lovely and warm, get out in the boat, put the sticks out, find a spot, race back in again, absolute deluge, sunshine again, back out in the boat, find another spot. And it got to sort of twilight, and I decided, you know what, I'm not fishing. And I was having a chat with a few friends on a group chat, and they were like, oh, you're there, you might as well just crack on, just get it done. And you know, I thought about it, and yeah, well, eventually, I think it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, I got all my rods out. I hadn't downloaded the regional maps for France on my bait boat, so I had to put it out a little bit blind last night up to my poles, but I've got a front camera, so I got somewhere close. And then this morning I've downloaded all the regional maps, so I'm golden now. But yesterday I wasn't going to do it. Yesterday it was far too much like faff. But in the night I managed 2 catfish. Not my bag. Really not my bag, but you know, they do pull your string and it proves the spots are good and the bait's working, etc, etc. So I can't grumble too much, but still horrible, slimy, stinky, filthy things. But that's my opinion. If you like them, fair play to you. They're not for me. But there we go, 2 cats. Like I say, one about 20-ish, one probably double that, maybe upper 30s, 40s possibly. Didn't weigh it, I hooked it in the net and set it free. So, but there we go. Give you a little tour. So got the wife with me. She has a brand new set of rods. Spoiler rotten, I do. So we've got 3 rods here. Actually, I won these reels and the alarms on one of them competition sites. So happy with that. Got the boat. Hasn't got a name yet. Keep thinking about it, but. Hey?
SSS sinks a lot.
The wife says SS sinks a lot. Thanks for that. And then we've got my setup. So I've got 4 rods out for myself. I haven't got the island, unfortunately. I've got this kind of bay here and then sort of out mid-water. So I can go close to the island. Probably won't see the sticks, but there's 4 sticks out there. I've got my left hand 2. All on a similar spot, quite close together, and then I've got a boilie mix and particle mix on my 3rd rod, and then just a straight particle only because it's quite a particle dominant water here, so I didn't want to ignore what they're fed, so I was straight up on a particle rod and a little plastic hook bait. So fingers crossed on that one. But yeah, haven't used the weigh station yet, but we're remaining hopeful. There's been a few fish out. So hopefully, as the week progresses, I could be able to give you a few more updates. Finally into our first one, hottest part of the day. It's been a real struggle so far. We've proper work for this. Here he is, just out there, look. There's been a few fish caught last night, and they all came to the right hand side of that island out in that open water, and then absolutely out of the blue, while I'm just thinking about rebaiting and checking these rods, we get this very tentative bite. Almost linerish, and as I came out to check it, it's just absolutely ripped off. And my wife's kindly got me the camera. These technically are her rods, but I did try and get her to play it, but it was just a little bit too powerful for her, so she said very kindly, as I've done the work for it, I may have the first one, so here we are. Right, let's get my waders on. Right, it's very soft silt here, so I'll probably just disappear. There's a hard spot just there somewhere. There it is. Oh, it's a poxy catfish.
Oh no!
Another poxy catfish.
No!
That did not feel catfishy at all. What's he doing? Biting in the middle of the day. I mean, for real, seriously? Are you actually kidding me? Easy as that. There we go. Latest taters. You'd have to excuse my my attire. Putting my rods out a day or two ago, I've burnt the back of my head and I've burnt all my ears. Even though I've been wearing sun cream and trying to be careful staying in the shade, it still happens. It's been 35 degrees since about Monday. Not seen a fish in this corner of the bay. We've had 4 cats and a foul look to pike, and that has been the extent of our efforts so far, and it's not for want of trying, believe me you. So very thankfully, what was that? Oh no, small stuff. Very thankfully, very gracefully, a friend of mine, Nick, in the opposite corner, who is on the absolute mother load, is offering to move over slightly because he's this is going to sound really bad, had enough of catching fish. So he's going to move his rods over slightly, and I'm going to go have an evening over there and maybe most of the morning, which is when they seem to be biting for him, sort of probably 10 o'clock onwards. So I'm going to pack up here and only my rods and, you know, enough gear to see me through, and head over there to about 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. Hopefully winkle myself a couple. So I'm in my friend's swim now for a few hours until the early hours in the morning, so I've got absolute total gratitude for that. So thank you, Nick, for that. Really, really appreciated. So hopefully we can snare one. It's looking good for it. There's lots of fish obviously still in the area. It's nice, still calm as well. So I've got a couple up on the island where he's had 5 or 6, maybe more, and I've got one down in the margin here to the right hand side on one of his marks. He's had a couple from, so remaining absolutely hopeful. We're on a pretty much full particle approach, very little boilie now. Everything seems to be really dominated by the particle, so keeping our fingers crossed on that one. Yeah, I shall keep you updated.
On the boy.
You good? £30.15. All I can say to Nick, my friend, who's just put me in his swim and on his spots, so I can catch that bad boy. For £30.15 ounces is a massive and a huge, heartfelt thank you. I genuinely don't think it'd have happened otherwise. The fish just are not showing where I'm fishing. Steady beast, steady, steady. Oh, there we go, that's its other side. Well, that's a real change of scenery from 35 degrees, blistering hot sunshine, no chance of shade or anything else, to now a storm. Got some high winds going on. Oh, lots of lightning and claps of thunder going on as well. And it all started because we lit the barbecue. Yeah.
Winning.
Winning, yes. Friday, time to break camp, packing up tomorrow, time to go home. Apologies for not giving you much in the way of updates, but to be quite frank with you, there hasn't really been a lot to update you with. Just that one carp from Nick's swim when I was round there giving him a hand on Wednesday night, I think it was, and in a turn of fate he ended up helping me more than I did him. But that's life. But for me, I think I'm on 11 cats now. Really not my cup of tea, definitely not what we're here for. Biggest probably nudging 40, never weighed them, just unhooked them and put them back. Had 4 cats last night, all but one of them around the 20-pound mark, and then we had a really teeny tiny one about 10 o'clock this morning, I suppose, on Susie's rods. And then one of them, one of the 20-pounders, is quite possibly the same one we had at bedtime, about midnight. I had one on my 3rd rod, and then at 4:30ish Susie had one on her right hand rod, and it had a completely fresh hook mark in its mouth, and it was about the same sort of size. So Too many coincidences maybe? Maybe not, I don't know. Warren had one a similar sort of size, he's only fishing the next swim around the same sort of time. So, you know, it's definitely on the move, definitely on the feed. It's been definitely caught multiple times in the last, well, I say 24 hours really, but I reckon it's the one I had. But there we go, such is life. But there we go, breaking camp now, keeping everything down to a minimum overnight, cleaning the boat down, taking the awning down for the front of the XF2, just basically getting the van loaded, ready for an early off tomorrow morning. So all we can do now is pray they turn up on the back of the catfish, and I have a bit of a haulage session overnight, but not holding that much hope, if I'm brutally honest with you. Nothing this side of the island has really happened. There's been 5 fish caught opposite, and there's probably been a similar amount of caught on the other side of the island where I don't have access to. Everything's happened the other end of the lake. My friend Nick's, he's got to be into 20s now, I reckon. He's had another 40 today and 2 30s early doors. So yeah, he's been really on them all week, and you know, fair play to him. He really has smacked him, and the guy opposite him as well has smacked him as well. They're in contention for top rod this week. And then Stacey's had a couple, and then the guy next door to me poached Stacey's swim and called himself one. So everybody has caught, which is a good thing. But a couple of us have caught in unconventional manners, but still nonetheless very grateful for the people that have allowed us to poach. So we've all gone away with fish in our pockets. I suppose it's one good thing. But it's been a good week. It's been really hot, 30 35 average, and yeah, my wife's first proper trip abroad fishing with me, so, and she says she's enjoyed it, and hasn't fully landed a fish, but we've got her to bring it in most of the way, so she's had a full experience. Unfortunately, she had a fall, I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday, when she went out for a pee early hours and had a fall and landed on something and broke her ribs. So she's been a bit of a pain the last few days, but she'll be mending soon, thankfully. I think 2 major, but unless anything else happens now between now and sort of home time, I'm going to sign off and see you next time. We are into a fish. Last morning, I've just videoed the fish spawning in the bay where Susie's been fishing over there. As you can see, Susie's rods are in, Susie's net's packed up. And I was just putting them into the rod bag, and the seagulls were flying around. I thought they'd knocked into my distant rod, my furthest rod, the one out toward the island. I don't have the island, but I don't know, about sort of 20 yards short of the island, bleeped, and thought it was the seagulls as they sort of dive in and swoop in. I've got one of those little orange line biters on, and they keep attacking that, and I thought it was them attacking that, and then, oh Christ, now they're spawning literally underneath my rod tip. Look. And yeah, suddenly I'm watching the line bite lift out the water and are away, and here we go. Fish literally spawning at my feet. Really need to get these rods in. Can't have them spawning at my feet. I can't be fishing for spawning fish, but let's get this one in first. Please be a carp. Please be a carp. Looking likely, isn't it? No, it's a small one, but don't matter. Don't matter. He's ours. He's ours, baby. He's an all by ourselves one. You are in the net. There he is. One last time before going back. It's been an absolutely blinding week. Thanks for Nick for letting me nick a fish from his swim, but I've caught this one all by myself, Nick, off my own spot. So well chuffed with this one. Yes, it's the last morning, but you keep plugging away. It's come good in the end. Quick kiss. Right, we've got a train to catch. Time to go home. And now, for the very last time on this very enjoyable trip, we'll see you next time. Back home we go.